Hello everyone, Archangel Yugioh here at Indiana with a good friend of mine. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you did.
What's up, everybody? I'm Brandon Conrad. I just top 32 Nats with Maliss.
All right.
Played this deck basically since the moment it came out, so everything finally worked its way up to this. But yeah, excited to finally get the Nats top. Had a really good run with the deck. Felt incredible. I threw a couple games, but it's all right. Still got to this point, so ready to get into the deck list.
Awesome, man. We're all super proud of you.
Thanks, man. So off the rip, standard Maliss lineup, at least in my opinion. I do 2 White Rabbit, I do 2 Dormouse, 2 Chessie. Some people are on 3, I like 2. It's not the greatest normal summon. And then I do 3 March Hare. I just always want the extender. I like to just get rid of this card if needed, thinking I'll draw into it, add it back. So this is my main deck Maliss lineup. I do 3, 2, 2, 2.
And how many cards in the deck real quick?
Oh, it's 40 cards.
Okay.
But yeah, it worked out nicely. I drew a couple of hands throughout the day where it was like double March Hare. In which case, it's not the worst because you can just go normal effects, normal link off effect, summon, and then just keep playing and you add this one back. So you just always have something in rotation. But all in all, these worked out really nicely. I effectively always saw one of these in my hand all day, yesterday and today. So no complaints about the Maliss rotation. For the Adignisters, I played 1 Wizard, 3 backup. This is super standard. I know some people, if they're main decking Thrust, are on like the I Meet You, so they're on like 1 and 1. I just thought to myself, I just always want to be able to play. So playing 3 of this, 1 of this just felt right. Saw this card a lot, especially drawing into it, and I'll get into that here in a second. But this card was MVP. Sometimes I was normal something, like I was opening combinations of like backup, March Hare, which is awesome. So both of these cards just carried throughout the day. As for my non-engine lineup, I played 3 Bestials, pretty standard, I think, in terms of what you would play. So 1 Mag, 1 Druis, 1 Baldrake. I played almost exclusively Maliss all weekend, so I found myself siding out the Baldrake because you don't really want to banish the Maliss Link monsters, and by the time they start getting to the Link 2s, it's not really a good moment to Baldrake in a lot of circumstances. So this felt pretty comfortable. Mag was great, especially when it came to stuff I was side decking. Just gave me more stuff to draw into, but I can get into that here in a second as well too, once we get the side deck. So 3 Bestials. I played 2 Nib, 3 Fua, 3 Ash, and 3 Droll for a total of 14 hand traps, monster variety, and then I played 3 Impulse. So it was 17 non-engine, or at least 17 non-searchable cards. They all felt great. Impulse is probably the strongest card in the game right now. This card just does everything, but I felt this ratio was right. Basically every round I played, it was a combination of 2 non-engine, 2 engine, and a flex. So it was either another piece of engine, or sometimes it was like Fua, Droll, Impulse, and I'd activate Fua and I get ashed immediately, and it's like, okay, cool. You search, dump the burb, and then just immediately go for Impulse, and I'm playing next turn. So this felt right. Nib, I resolved this a lot. Not a lot of respect for it right now in the room from what I experienced. And it was really nice when you open this plus the Impulse, because I played Maliss 10 times on the 14 rounds I played. I lost 1, so I went 9-1 against Maliss in the mirror. Every time I nibbed them and I had Impulse, they'd always have the backup of the Wizard, and it was like, cool, throw Impulse, my turn. So it felt really good. But yeah, I just played Maliss mirrors all weekend. So I'm very, very happy with my main deck non-engine lineup. And then for the spells, I played 1 Maliss in the Mirror, 2 Field Spell, 1 Terraforming, just an extension of the Field Spell, 1 Gold Sark, another Field Spell on Essence, and then a little spicy, I played 3 Allure of Darkness. I had a deep conversation with my friend Malcolm coming back from the Greenville Regional 2 weeks ago, and effectively we just kind of talked about it. Everybody in the room is on Droll. Everybody in the room is main decking Charmies. But at the same time, too, you need as many extenders as you can really get, because this deck is prone to bricking. And effectively what was happening was I was opening like backup, but I wasn't opening anything crazy. But I was getting FUA'd immediately, right? And they're never gonna droll you. But if you start a lure and you have a name, odds are they're gonna droll you after you resolve this, and then you can play freely without dealing with the Perulia, without worrying about the Perulia and the FUA. So it felt really good. There were a couple games where I drew 9 cards in a single turn. So like I would activate one, draw into like Chessie Cat, banish it, draw into another allure off the Chessie, like banish Dormouse, draw into another one, and then the white binder for the 9th draw. But I think every game I played this weekend where I resolved Allure of Darkness, I won. Because you're just drawing somewhere between 4 to 5 cards a turn. And it's crazy. It's draw 2. I mean, there's no reason not to play. So that was my tech in the main. I know some people were like, oh, you should just play Perulia. I played 0 Ryziel, so like Perulia, in my circumstance, would have never come up. My matchups were just not good into Perulia. So played 3 Allure of Darkness, and then I played the standard 1 GWC, 1 MTP07. These cards really good. I opened the best board a ton. Always set this, able to retrieve this later. Couple of games where like my only play was Chessie Cat plus this. Just immediately start to play that way, and then potential for the draw if they don't ash this, which is awesome. So these cards were great. I didn't really side these out. I had a couple games that went to time, and this card is so good for that. But otherwise, really happy with the main deck. So 40 cards there.
Makes sense.
Extra deck, I played a pretty, maybe a little bit more unique extra. I played 2 Lingriva, which I think is standard. The 1 Spider and the Almirage, my Link ones. Even though I wasn't on the Perulia, like typically you play this if you're on the Perulia as well, so you just have something you can always summon. I liked this into the potential of like the Detonator or the Murakumo play, or I also played Blue Eyes quite a bit. And for hands where like Lingriva wasn't super great and I needed like Dormouse to resolve and I was afraid they were gonna deal with everything, like this survives against the Majesty, which was great. Also too, there's just some random pops in the format. Like I played against Orchist, not Orchist, I played against Orchist and I activated this and he activated Crown to negate like a monster effect I'd activated, and I chained to protect, which was great. So like, yes, the effect got negated, but I didn't lose the monster, which was super great. So this card came up quite a bit over the weekend. I played Lizard. I know some people are like iffy on Lizard. Lizard's great. It's guaranteed banish for the most part, especially game 1s, because it's banished for cost target itself. So this card was MVP. I summon this like almost every game. Wick Kid standard, just another way to banish a name from grave, get your backup so you can keep playing. Splash Mage, so you can always keep going. Same thing kind of as the Wizard, just another way to play, especially under Lancia. And then I played Dark. Dark was probably the least used card in the deck. I used it a couple times in the Maliss Mirrors, but otherwise it wasn't super impactful. This could have been something else. I didn't play SP, so maybe it was SP in the long run, but I felt comfortable at least having it there as a crutch if needed. Because there were times where I was just passing with, or like I'd have to crash to add March Hare and go from there. So standard Link 3s, 1 of each name. This is the best card in the deck. I know people say White Binder is, but
Come on,
this
dude.
card.
Look at her. She's clearly better. Actually, Cryptor's the best.
I don't know. This card just does everything though. This card gets you names. It gets you Field Spell. It gets you a Chalice. This card's crazy. I summon this every game. I didn't go into this as often as I would have liked to this weekend, but
The binder?
No, the Cryptor.
That's fair.
But these two are goats. This card is custom. This card is now custom because of the Chalice. But
Dude, people don't use Mirror as a Chalice as much as they should. It's crazy.
Because I'm drawing so much, I'm always opening the Field Spell, like in tandem. So it's like cool. I could just search the Chalice, and then like when you set 3 cards in pass, your opponent is just like shook. They're like, you have 3 cards in hand. You got the full board. It just felt really good.
You just can't lose.
Yeah, exactly. And then too, I just get the follow up because the March Hare is going to banish it, or the White Binder summon back is going to banish it. And then for the heavy hitters, I played 1 Access Code, 1 Allied Code, 1 Firewall Topologic Bomber. Pretty standard. This is the best extra deck card in the game by far. It just does everything. Can't respond to it. Nukes the board. This card is really good. I summoned this maybe half the games I played. Otherwise, it was always Bomber plus full graveyard setup. Firewall came up very little, but if I was, it was always like the co-link with the 2 Maliss link 3s
Did you ever
pointing
get
to
to
it.
add back hand traps or Bastiles with the firewall?
I played around a Call by
That
the
stuff is
Grave.
sick.
I played around a Call by the Grave in the mirror on my Lancia by Firewall bouncing it back to hand and then adding an Ash that I'd used on a Fua as well. And then he just conceded. He's like, I actually can't play around this because so this was crazy all weekend. I really no tweaks to the extra, even though I know I didn't really summon the dark a lot. I still think it was the right call. And then
onto the side deck?
yeah, onto the side deck. For the side deck, I mentioned this a little bit earlier. I was just trying to draw as many cards as possible, and because of all my matchups. So round 1, I played against Mitsu Orchist, free. The guy was really good player actually. It's not a good matchup into Maliss. It just loses to too much in this. Like
Nice
I'm
graveyard.
I'm constantly banishing. Yeah, I'm constantly banishing your graveyard. I don't care about the board wipes because like you're not killing me through that. If that makes any sense. So and then I played 10 Malice mirrors. So like this card came in clutch, and then 2 Blue Eyes were the other 2 decks, which this card also really good into. So I played 2 Phantasme.
Dude, I thought you better show us Starlight Road.
So this card was the MVP whenever I saw it. There was a game against a close friend of a friend from Philly, I think round 3, where I white binder draw into this with field spell and hair in hand. And he goes Linger Evo Splash Mage. Drop this. Top deck is it's Mag, Impulse, Malice in the Mirror. Put back all the spells because I'm playing with March Hare and Mag and Impulse. He's not under Lancia, but he's at like 300. He's at like 300 or 400 life points, and either the Mag is going to cook the target on the Splash Mage, or the Impulse, which already had a trap engrave, is just going to instant kill the Splash Mage. So I super clutch there. There was a game against another Malice player where I did this, and it added me Nib Druisworm. And it was so clutch because, let me extend, add back the March Hare, Nib, and then nuke the board, clear the token. He's got nothing, so he can't even activate the backup in his hand. This card was just insane whenever I saw it. It's just always good to be drawing cards. I played 3 Perulia on the side. I didn't side this in a ton. I often did going second against Malice just because I just wanted to have more draw power. But this is really there for Mitsu Ryziel and the Ryziel Heraldic deck, which I didn't see at all this weekend. 3 Lancia, very self-explanatory for the Malice Mirror. This is also just really good against the Orcus deck, which is kind of floating around. And then you can do this against Gem Knight. And it's pretty good. Luna Light too. I didn't see Luna Light at all this weekend, but like this is just a really good card. One called by, self-explanatory. 3 I Meet You, because again, I just wanted to always have a play. So I played 3 I Meet You just to guarantee I always saw the backup. And then 3 Mistaken Arrest. This is probably the best side deck card in the game. I know people like Lancia, but this just does everything. Especially in this deck where you're just constantly drawing 2. A couple times where like I activated this, but I had Phantasma in hand, and they go Link Summon. They're like, you can do that? Yeah.
So do you think that Mistaken Arrest is better than Lancia, and that if people aren't on that, they should cut Lancia for Mistaken Arrest?
No, I think you need to play both. But I just think this is more impactful.
So as a Malice player, you encourage people playing Lancia?
Yeah, I think so. There were so many times this weekend where like people just mistime the Lancias. You have to shotgun this in draw phase. Even if you have MTP set, or if you've got Malice in the Mirror set, or March Hare in hand already, like I think it's just always objectively better to activate this in draw phase, because you don't want to play into, in my circumstance, I'm playing a lure. You don't want to play into field spell. You don't want to play into Dormouse effect. Even if you change a Dormouse effect, they still get the attack boost. And then if they play, it gives them the potential to potentially OTK you, especially in the mirror, because you're going to be down in life points. So I just really like shotgunning this card. But I didn't side this in against Malice. There's an argument to make. Like if you just don't have anything else, you can put this in because it'll keep them off backup searches. It'll keep them off field spell. or if they have to start MTP like with a name, is another thing you can do. So like this, I think it's just a genuinely good card, but it's really there for the Mitsu Rise Seal decks, just Mitsu in general. But that's the list. It was really good. I went 9-1 on day one. 8-1 on day one, and then I went 1-2-1 on day two. Lost to my buddy in Top Cut. Tough. He beat me in Swiss as well, so it was like tried to get the run back, just couldn't do it. But shout outs to everybody I saw here this weekend. All my friends from North Carolina: Trevor, Daniel, David, Jordan, Conrad,
Shout out the boys.
Who else? Eddie, Albert, Justin, Jeff, Mitch, Romeo, Kyle, Micah, Preston, Nathaniel. Killer group to go with. Friends. Yeah.
Shout out the Bang Bus.
Yeah, friends from Chicago, Craig, Mark, Sal, Big Sal, Ricky, Dylan, Lucas, friends from home, Mark, Nico, Trevor, Aiden, Matt, Rob, Pelkey, Evan, my OG Evan. So just a really good weekend. Really excited. This deck is crazy. I hope Jerome doesn't kill it. But yeah, just really happy with the performance. I told Trevor and the video
it's
with
time, baby.
ripping the promo pack for making day two. So see how it goes. Please no Gaga Magician.
We got a parlay on this one, right?
The Adagnister.
This thing is tough to open.
Bro does not know what a point is.
Second boy.
What is it? No shot.
But yeah,
All right, man.
exciting weekend.
Thanks to Deck Profile. Congratulations again, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time.